All right, everybody. Welcome to the Halos in the Infield pregame show. I'm James, here on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network. Obviously, it's been some kind of, 48 hours or more since Wednesday. Lots of things has happened. Of course, ohtani, with the UCL tear, will not be able to pitch the rest of the season. And Mike Trout back on the 10-day IL. You might as well just sit him out for the rest of the season. And there's more news that will come up. But if you're here, you're loyal, and we thank you very much. That's all I can really say about everything that has transpired as of late. It's just been ridiculous to think about it. But we'll get through this together, I hope. So let's do the pregame show. Let's get back to it. The day off, of course. The Angels now in Queens, New York to face the Mets. Today at 4 o'clock, the first game of 3 games. You have one game here at 4 o'clock, another game tomorrow at 4, and then at 9:05 Sunday morning. So you get a no doubt special there. And then the Angels are off to Philadelphia for 3 2-night games and then one-day game on Wednesday before another Thursday off. So the Angels will have 4 Thursdays off this month, which is just, I don't think I've ever seen before, to be honest with you. Anyway, go to 714 tickets if you're looking for Angel tickets, Dodgers, Padres, any MLB tickets, preseason football, college football, that's coming up, USC and UCLA locally, of course, and San Diego State, sure. But anything works anywhere. And you do it with 714 tickets. Concert tickets, theater tickets, it's all over the place. Beyonce is coming soon to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. So check that out. If you're a big Beyonce fan or someone else in your family or friends are, your circle, whatever, look for 714 tickets. Great deals on those events. No hidden fees or surprises at checkout. And then you'll get 10% off. Put in the code HITI in the checkout. With that, you'll be in the get 5% off of cash back on your purchases going forward. And it just keeps growing and growing. So it's a win-win there. The number, if you have to reach that staff that's really supportive there at 714 tickets, is area code 714-842-5387. 714-842-5387. Also, go to No Boil Works for all of your suds needs. That sounded weird. 1621 Sinclair Street, Suite B in Anaheim, California, 92806. Mention Halos in the Infield. For drink specials and free parking there during Angel games. Check out the food trucks that will come through. They also have new brews coming out. Mad's Milk is the one I really like. That sounded weird. But it's really good stuff. Trust me. I've had it. Then check out No Boil Works on the Instagram page for the food trucks that will come. And they usually have pizza, Mexican food, brisket. They have a lot of different food trucks that come through, hang out right there, and you'll get some really fresh food made right in front of you. It's really great stuff. So check out No Boil Works for all of that. And then watch the Todd Fox post-game show after every Angels game here on YouTube. Check out the Haiti flagship podcast. They just came out with one here, recapping that Cincinnati series and everything that went with it. So that came out, I believe, yesterday afternoon, evening, and then I was able to watch it this morning. And then also check out Halos in the Infield. Of course, you found us here on YouTube, but also Facebook, Instagram, and X, which I guess is Twitter now. So, and then find that podcast on all the podcast mediums that you go on for all of your podcast finds, right? Google, Apple, Spotify. Just look up Halos in the Infield, and boom, the podcast is right there. So let's get to it. I have to mention this too. So here at Halos in the Infield, we're taking donations through the month of $2 per raffle ticket. And this, of course, is the backpack drive for the kids out in the San Bernardino area. Venmo, the real FM25. And then PayPal, Fernando Mendez 2295 at gmail.com for the backpack kits. And if you're interested in getting a raffle ticket, you can send the money to Fernando, who is in charge of the project. For every $2 you donate, you get one raffle ticket. And that will go to the grand prizes. One Mike Trout signed baseball. 2 people will sign a Ty Buttrey signed baseball. And then 4 people will sign a Zach Neto signed photo, and there's much more. So, and I've seen the photos, and I've seen the Buttrey signed balls and Mike Trout ball. I've seen it all. It's really great stuff, and if you're a big fan, you'll enjoy all of that stuff. And it's for a great cause. Again, $2 per raffle ticket for the backpack kids, back-to-school kids, for those kids in San Bernardino area. Again, the Venmo, the real FM25, PayPal, Fernando Mendez 2295 at gmail.com for that. So I'm happy that is going on. So all the news going on. Let's get to the news because there's a crazy amount. The transactions today, Chad Wallach was selected back with the Angels because Matt Thaiss is on the 10-day IL, retro to August 24th with right shoulder inflammation. A lot of inflammation going on this team. And then Chris Davinsky returned from rehab assignment and reinstated from the injured list and designated for assignment. So bada boom, bada bing. And then there was some other news. Let's see. Zach Weiss, you remember him? The former reliever for the Angels. He was claimed off of waivers today, a couple of hours ago, by the Boston Red Sox. And then, an hour before that, Trey Bidge was recalled from AAA Salt Lake City because Mike Trout has the left hamate fracture. Soreness. Anyway, 10-day injured list for him, retro to the 23rd of August. It's amazing to think that this team, it feels like rock bottom, as Fernando mentioned on his question of the day yesterday, and then I don't know if it means that Ohtani will stay with the Angels after this season. I don't know what that means. The UCL tear. Showtime fans, of course, saying what I think we all need to say. Ohtani needs to get the Tommy John surgery now. The season is a loss for the Angels. And that's why I'm surprised he's still sticking around to bat. It's like 2020 all over again, remember, where he just hit. He didn't pitch. I'm hoping I got that year right, but that's what it seems like to me. But that was a tough series. Remember, Monday was rained out, or not rained out, but because of the weather before the game, the day before, they had Wednesday as a doubleheader. And, of course, Ohtani leaving, all that. That was horrible. So that was the last series for the Angels. Just swing right into that. The Mets, by the way, who the Angels are taking on today, I thought it was Angels versus Angels. The Mets lost 2-3 in Cobb County, Georgia, against the Braves. They took the first game of that series, and then that was it. That's all the news, I hope. It's amazing to think what has gone on. Anyway, the Angels at 61 and 67, they're back to fourth place in the AL West. And then the Mets also in fourth place at 59 and 69. The Mets have had their troubles as well. The Angels were buyers. The Mets were sellers. Both had traces of wanting to be great this year. The Angels held around longer to try to do it. The Mets lost it, it seemed, right away and dug themselves such a hole. The Angels are 11.5 out of the division and then 10.5 out of the wild card. When you get to the New York Mets, there are 24 games out of first place and fourth place. They're actually tied now with the Washington Nationals. The Nationals have caught up to them. They played inspiring baseball. Davey Martinez will be back. It was an extension for Davey Martinez, I believe, for 2 more years. And that was kind of a shock, but I think they feel like they have nowhere to go but up, and anything surprises them. They certainly traded a lot of their great players away, has Washington, so I think that's a smart move. I thought he was going to be gone, but the players are playing for him. That's a really great thing to think of. So both are Washington and New York somehow are 8 games back of the wild card. Just the National Wild Card is crazy. Cincinnati and Arizona play a 4-game series, and I was able to watch yesterday's game, and that was so much fun because it was a back-and-forth game. Arizona won, but those two are going for the 3rd wild card spot along with others in the National League, so it's fun to see. All right, so let's get to the starting pitchers today. Patrick Sandoval, of course, will go for the Angels. He's 6-10. Meanwhile, Kodai Senga, hope I'm saying it right, will go for the Mets. He's 10-6. So opposites right there. Sandoval, of course, left-hander, 26 years of age. His problem is, walks and then the bad innings. It used to be the first inning. Now it's more the second and third innings, and then he's quickly out of games. Again, 6-10, 23rd start of the year. 4.08 ERA, 117 innings pitched, 102 strikeouts. This year, his whip at 1.45. And I'm looking at his career whip at 1.35, and you can see why he hasn't been so reliable other from that 21, half of that 21 year and some of that 22 year. But the rest of the time has not been good to him. Question mark if I'd bring him back, honestly. 115 hits given up, 66 runs, 53rd were earned. So it does show you the defense behind him has kind of let him down. 9 home runs given up, 55 walks. That's up there in the league, I should say. It's really, really unfortunate to see that. Of course, his pitches, fastball at 93, slider 87, changeup at 83 miles per hour, and a 76 miles per hour curveball. His last start, and I have to mention this, was against Tampa Bay on the 19th. So that was on that Saturday before the shutout, or before, not the shutout, the tropical storm came through. He got the loss against Tampa. Went 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, but 2 were only earned. No home runs given up, but 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Always a mixed bag of stats when it comes to Patrick Sandoval, but hopefully he can find some consistency, or he won't be around much longer, it feels like. Kodai Senga, so he's been one of the bright spots for the Mets. You can argue maybe the only, but some of the hitters for the Mets have been good. Pete Alonso, Lindor. So I guess I would say, pitching was definitely he's been the bright spot for Senga. First year in the majors, coming over from Asia, 30 years of age, the right-hander, 6'1", 202 pounds. He's got the fastball at 96, cutter at 91, changeup, slider at 83, and then the curveball at 73 miles per hour. Looking at his stats, this will be his 24th start. Again, 10-6 record, 3.19 ERA, 129 and 2/3 innings pitched, 154 strikeouts. His whip at 1.25. Looking at his other stats here, let's see. 101 hits given up, 51 runs given up, 46 earned, 12 home runs given up, 61 walks, but 154 strikeouts. So he gives them, he takes them. It's amazing to see that. That's why his record though is 10-6. And then sometimes the offense doesn't show up for him. But it's really some powerful news there for his stats, I would say. For Senga, his last start was against the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis. The same day, on Saturday the 19th, he got the win. He went 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 home run given up, 2 walks, and then 5 strikeouts. So he's been really good somewhat as of late. But the last start against the Cardinals, who are also struggling this year, lots of struggling teams, honestly, you can say. Before I get to the lineups, the all-time record, let's see here, against the Mets. Of course, they've never met in the playoffs, but they played 21 games against each other. The Mets are 11-10. So there you go. The last time they faced off was last year. No, not last year. 2022. And it was in Anaheim. The Mets. Oh, yeah, it was that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think I went to. No, I didn't go. But Ohtani started the first game. Anyway, yeah, the Mets took 2 of 3 in that series. The first met in 2003. I remember that series. That was at Edison at the time. And then 2005, that was at Shea at the time. So, yeah, they've gone back and forth and a lot of 2-1 series in the 3-game series. Let's see if that breaks, if someone gets swept this series. I doubt it. All right, so that's the head-to-head matchup of all time. Let's get you to the starting lineups as they are in. For the Angels, leading off is Nolan Schanuel, the first baseman. It's good to see him have a hit streak, sort of, and then get on base, too. That's a lot of fun to see. You don't see that often. I really like his batting stance. He holds the bat up high like old school, brings it down, and then ready to go. Shohei Ohtani will continue to hit despite the UCL tear in his pitching elbow. A designated hitter batting second. Batting third will be Brandon Drury at second base. That's not a surprise. He's the one that has been hitting pretty well. Batting fourth will be Mike Moustakas, the third baseman. Of course, he knows the Mets from 2015 in his World Series championship with the Royals. Batting fifth will be Luis Rengifo, the shortstop, batting fifth. Batting sixth, Logan O'Hoppe, coming back to sort of his hometown area, New York. Behind the plate catching, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Hunter Renfroe in right field, and batting eighth will be Mickey Moniak, the center fielder. Batting ninth is Randall Grichuk, the left fielder. So they have all the free swingers, it looks like 7 through 9. And sort of the guys you could count on the first 4. Then you have Rengifo and O'Hoppe. Looking at the stats, of course, Shohei leads everything. Home runs 44, RBI 91 driven in, 17 stolen bases. You don't count Schanuel's average, so Shohei's 304. So, yeah, he leads the world in everything. The Mets. Let's get to their starting lineup for the hometown Mets at Citi Field. Brandon Nimmo will be the center fielder leading off. It's a good defensive outfielder. Has a weird bat, I believe. Him or McNeil has a weird bat. Anyway, Francisco Lindor will be batting second. The shortstop, Mr. Smile. Batting third is Jeff McNeil, the right fielder. He can also play second, but they need outfielders. both Yankees and the Mets, both New York teams need outfielders, it seems like. Batting fourth, their bread and Eggman is Pete Alonso at first base. Batting fifth is Francisco Alvarez, their young catcher, batting fifth. Batting sixth will be DJ Stewart, the designated hitter for New York. Then batting seventh will be Danny Medic. He is 29 years of age. They have some veterans, and remember, this is a team that traded away a lot of people before and after, or before the deadline and right at the deadline, including Leon, who is of course, the reliever for the Angels there. And then batting eighth will be Jonathan Aruz. He is the third baseman, and then Tim LaCastro in left field, rounding out the Mets lineup. Of course, the Mets are led by Pete Alonso, hitting wise at 39 home runs, 95 RBIs. Lindor, 23 home runs, 78 RBIs. He has 22 stolen bases. And Nimmo, like I said, leading off, 18 home runs and 51 driven in. I thought he would have more stolen bases, but he doesn't. So that's the lineups here, coming from Flushing, Queens, Citi Field. The game going to start 4:10 our time here on August 25th. Let's get you to the upcoming schedule. Like I mentioned, the 3 games here against the Mets, and then 3 in Philadelphia. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again Thursday off, and then it's September. Let's get you to some preview of games. It's always odd when the Angels are back east and no games have started yet, but there's bound to be soon in 10 minutes or so. A slew of games. The Astros will be in Detroit. That's Manning facing off against the Astros there. The Nationals and Miami will face off. That's certainly a interesting series there, just because the Nationals have played well as of late, and the Marlins are slipping and sliding and trying to stay in the wild card race. The Yankees and Rays will go at it. Yankees have pretty much lost the season there in last place. Gloomy seasons for both New York teams. Again, traces of what could have been. So that's going on in St. Pete. The Rockies and Orioles will go on in Baltimore. That's Jeff Freeland and Cole Irvin going for each. Opposites right there, definitely at 4 o'clock. Also at 4 o'clock, the Cubs and the Pirates. That'll be Kyle Hendricks going for Chicago and Dustin Keller. Dustin Keller? Yeah, Dustin Keller going for the Pirates. Also at 4 o'clock, the Cardinals and the Phillies. That's Mike Mikolas going against Sanchez for the Philadelphia Phillies. Also at 4, the Guardians at Blue Jays. That'll be BB and Chris Bassett going for each there. At Apple TV, you could see the Dodgers at Boston. Lance Lynn will go for the Dodgers, and then Crawford will go for Boston. At 4:10, I dare you to watch this game. Oakland at the White Sox. Neil will go for Oakland, and Dylan Cease will go for Chicago. At 5:10, the Rangers at Minnesota. That'll be Dane Dunning and Sonny Gray going for each there. At 5:10, the Padres at the Brewers. Yu Darvish will go for San Diego, and then Brandon Woodruff will go for Milwaukee. Hunter Green looks like making his not debut, but he's been back from injury. We'll go for Cincinnati at 6:40. Like I mentioned, that series is huge. They're both going for the last wildcard spot in the NL. The Diamondbacks will go with Pfaadt, who had a no-hit bid going in San Diego his last start. That's Reds and Diamondbacks from the desert. Also on Apple TV, the Royals at the Mariners, the hot Mariners. Brady Singer will go for Kansas City, and then Miller will go for the Mariners. At 7:15, the Braves and the Giants. Spencer Strider will go for the Braves, and then I almost said Jacob Webb. Logan Webb will go for the San Francisco Giants. That's at 7:15. So a lot of great series going on. A lot of them mean something in this weekend of baseball series, it seems like. I guess we'll end it here. It's been good to chat again. We'll have another pregame show for you tomorrow. And then on Sunday, just the postgame, I think, with me, unless Todd is able to. But I should be here for the postgame on Sunday. We'll talk to you Monday as well. So everyone take care, go Halos, and we'll see if we can get a series win this weekend in Queens. See everyone later.